Hey guys, we're here with Hady today from The Magic of Marketing. So these guys are the magic behind the Buya ads. And we wanted to sit down and have a little bit of a chat with Hady just to talk about the journey with Buya. Obviously you are immersed in the buyer's agent space, so we're going to have a little bit of a chat about what you're seeing on the front line.
Nice.
But let's start with Buya. How did we cross paths, your journey with Buya so far?
Yeah. So it would have been around, I reckon, 6 or 7 weeks before the first buyer event last year.
Yeah.
Was it August last year?
It was October last year.
October. So maybe like end of
It's probably around
August
that I reached out. Yeah.
And you sort of came to us and you said, hey guys, we've got this event. We've got these amazing speakers, Jack Henderson, Nathan Birch, like these pioneers of the industry. And we need to get some tickets sold. And then we said, cool, where are you guys at? We've got like a capacity of 200 tickets sort of thing, or 200 seats. We go, where are you guys at? And you go, we're at 2 sales. I said, you're at 2 sales. We've got 6 weeks to go. And yeah, no, we'll be okay. And then a week later, I think you call and you're like, Hady, we need ads. Like, Hady, like, get this going. I think within the first week, we'd had like, I don't know, 10 or 20 sales come through. And then we're like, okay, we've got 4 weeks to go. We're like, crank this. So we pumped up our ad spend. We ran some offers. We got 150 people at the event in the end, which was an amazing turnout, more than we ever expected. I think initially we thought maybe like 50 to 75 tickets would sell.
Yes.
And then it sort of exploded. People were rocking up on the day, just like without a ticket.
Yeah.
So it was sort of being like, hey,
on the spot.
hey, can we come to this event? We saw it online, we saw the ads. And it was really funny. We actually being at the event, when we go around networking, we'd go and see like just different people and say, hello, how are you? They're a buyer's agent, we're a marketing agency. We'd say we ran the ads. They go, oh, I saw the ads, I booked through the ads. So that was sort of like our first interaction and sort of our journey into Buya.
And how did you guys find Buya last year? Because it was the first event of its kind.
Yeah.
What were you expecting versus what you got out of it?
Yeah. Well, we obviously just like sort of came just to sort of enjoy the experience and meet like a couple of buyers agents and sort of, just sort of see what it was all about. We obviously did the marketing for it. So we knew it would be the first ever buyers agent event. There'd be some amazing speakers like Jack Henderson, Tom Panos, Nathan Birch, like people who are, Emily Wallace is another amazing speaker. People who have like, really got their foot in this industry and sort of like owning their space. One of the unexpected speakers was the surfer.
Oh, Mark Matthews.
Mark Matthews.
Yeah.
I was like teary in that speech. Like he had an amazing presentation about his journey. And I think that was really cool. It wasn't just buyer's agent focus. It's actually about like mindset and resilience as well. And then sort of hearing some of the things from like Tom Panos from like a sales perspective, like he's an incredible salesperson.
Yes.
And the businesses that he's built have been amazing. But I'd never really sort of seen Tom Panos or even heard his story. Even his story, I was crying. His story is incredible. Like, and again, resilience. And so we had an amazing time. 2 days at the event. We left being like, this was so fun. Obviously got to meet you and Nathan in person. And so, it was a great experience. I think my key takeaway was like, holy shit, this industry is booming. Like, and he's growing so fast.
Yeah.
There was a stat that I remember seeing on the screen of like, something like 85% of properties are sold with a real estate agent, but only like 10 or 15% of properties are bought with a buyer's agent.
Yeah.
So there's a massive gap of buyers who don't go through the expert help that, a seller would go through.
Which is wild when you think about it, because it's the most money you will ever spend, and you're like, ugh.
Like, I saw this thing, it was like,
chance.
people literally spend more time researching a car purchase than they do buying a property worth $500,000.
It's crazy.
Or $700,000. They'll just say, I like this suburb, house looks nice, kitchens are nice. Don't worry about the area, don't worry about the growth location. Like, they'll just buy it and hope it grows.
Yeah.
That's outdated advice. It's outdated sort of ways of thinking. It's so different now.
So different. And if you look at the American market, it's like the flip. 80% of transactions are done with a buyer's agent.
Yes.
So,
which is like where we sort of tend to follow. We usually tend to follow the American market.
I think so. That's what everyone's saying.
Yeah. Hence the buyer's agent market booming, because there is still a massive demand and a growing demand for the buyer's agency service.
Yeah.
Which is why we see so many buyer's agents coming into the market.
Yes. And it's totally different to a real estate agent. They're totally different skill set, I think. It's much more customer focused. You're nurturing them versus you've got a asset that you're trying to sell. So it is two different people on either side of the transaction.
Yeah.
which is very cool.
Yeah.
And what do you think about step into growth? What does that mean for you?
And so that's the theme of
That's the
Buyer event
theme for
this
this
year.
year.
Step into growth. So I think about myself as a business owner, and I think about how hard it is to get out of the day-to-day. Like when you start a business, all you're thinking about is firstly, how do I get clients? But then once you get clients, it's how do I service these clients? And I think what happens is people get stuck in the service of clients. They actually never get out of service and into growth. And so I think as a business owner, your one job, if you have either yourself to feed or team members to feed, your one job is to ensure that you are in that growth phase, in that growth mode. And so speaking about my own personal experience in business, like I have built an amazing team and I rely on my team every single day to do what they do the best so that I can continue focusing on growing the business.
Yeah.
And so I think the theme of Step into Growth this year is incredible because so many buyers agents probably come in and they've closed a couple of deals, maybe they're closing 1 to 3 deals a month. Maybe they've got a bit of a system for like working with referrals and whatnot, but how do they actually build something that gets them to $1 million a year in revenue? How do they build something that allows them to do what they actually wanted with their life? Because I think a lot of buyers agents come in for the aspirational side of their life, right? They see the work 10 hours a week, make 20 to 60K a month, you know, those are really cool, but they're ideologies and it's possible. Like we have some clients that are absolutely crushing it, like doing like, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 deals a month and living their best life.
Yeah.
Like we spoke to a guy last week and, you know, he's doing really well with himself. He pays himself a salary, like a nice salary. He pays his wife a salary, takes care of his family. He enjoys what he does and he helps like buyers like buy property.
Yeah, nice.
And so you can create that lifestyle for yourself, but you also need to make sure you're stepping into growth and understanding like what are the levers you can pull to grow a business and not getting just like caught in the day-to-day of the hustle of the admin. Like it consumes you.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And staff and all that kind of stuff. It can
Yes.
be.
You have to learn how to deal with staff, manage emotions, and some people actually don't really like that as well. Some people like just to like run a business and just do it themselves and not have to have people working with them. And that's okay.
Yeah,
That's
look,
so
there's
fine.
something for everyone.
Yeah.
And as you guys are really like the pioneers of the ad space for buyers agents, because when you were doing it 2 years ago, there was no one who was just focusing on the buyers agent space. So it would be so interesting. What have you seen that space evolve over time?
Yeah. So we started working the buyers agency space around 2 years with clients.
Yes.
But 8 years ago, we used to work for an agency called King Kong.
Okay.
And we had a lot of property clients. We were always in the property space. So I knew about property and real estate investment space. Some of the big guys now today, like we had them as clients back at King Kong days. So we'd always worked in the property space, but a couple of years ago, I took on a couple of buyers agents. I was doing networking, B&I. One of the things you have to do when you're growing, like starting a business is like networking, right?
Yeah.
I took on 2 or 3 buyers agents and we helped them scale their business. One of them, like she sort of just got inundated with like leads and sales and eventually got to a point where she actually couldn't handle the marketing leads anymore. So she had to pause everything. And now she's doing her own system, right? Which is amazing. And so when we first thought, okay, this is a market where we can really like tap into, there was 2 sort of key things. Firstly, it was a growing market, which is amazing. You obviously want to tap into a market that's growing. And secondly, there was a decent, the revenue for a deal was quite high. So like, you know, 15K or 20K for a deal, which means we can spend a couple of grand to acquire a customer. So from a cold like traffic source, paid ads, that's what you want to be able to do. Yeah, you want to have a high ticket price and also a decent cost to acquire a customer because med ads is expensive. Everyone knows that. And so we sort of thought, let's like create an offer in the space. We launched a, you know, what Hormos would call a grand slam offer. It was a try before you buy offer. So we basically we got 4 clients in the first month with that offer. 2 of them were quite big in the space. And we basically launched the first month for free, essentially.
Wow.
We basically built their funnel, built their ads and launched, you know, and basically at that point we said, are you happy with it? If yes, let's work together.
Yeah.
If not, take it and go. Like it was all theirs.
Yeah.
And at that time, there wasn't many other buyers agency marketing agencies. So buyers agency focused marketing agencies in the space. But over the last couple of years, we've definitely seen, like, especially in the last maybe 8 to 12 months, it is like, it's massive. There are so many buyers agents coming in. There are so many marketing agencies for buyers agents coming in.
Yeah.
And maybe because I'm in the space, I see all their ads, but I get them all the time.
I haven't got any.
Good.
So that's good.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad
I'm
you
not on that algorithm.
Good. Stay on our algorithm.
Yeah, I'll
and we'll be
stay on
happy.
yours.
And so from a marketing space, there's a lot of, like, another new agencies coming into the marketing world and sort of putting their offers out there and doing sort of similar things to what we did.
Yeah.
I think what's cool now is we get a chance to leverage our experience, working with some of the biggest brands in Australia from a marketing point of view, helping them scale their business. We recently helped InvestorKit. This is a crazy sort of story, but when we brought them on, they were going to work with us for 3 months only.
Okay.
And we ended up working with them for 15 months because the things sort of just took off and we were just like scaling their business. But initially it was 3 months for us to set the foundation and then for them to take it in-house.
Sure.
But after 15 months, it was like, we're ready for now to take it in-house. And so we helped them with that transition.
Okay.
And for a BA of their size, it makes more sense for them to have an in-house team.
Yeah.
But for a lot of guys who are just sort of starting up and during that, 1 to 3, 1 to 5 deal mark, it's hard for them to sort of hire a marketing person. They spend 120K on a marketing person. Or you could spend, 3 to 5 grand a month on a marketing agency. It's much cheaper, much more affordable. But yeah, the space has changed a lot in the last 2 years. Definitely growing. A lot of buyers agents in the market now.
Well, even the fact that you've got so many marketing agencies that are trying to tap into it just goes to show how big the growth is. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
But you guys have the runs on the board. It's kind of like a buyer's agent.
Yes.
You can sell me a deal, like say you're going to buy me a property for 20,000, but what have your clients done?
Yes.
You want to ask all those qualifying questions as well.
For sure, yeah. It definitely helps us to have like those wins on the board with some of the D clients because as if you don't have the proof in what you do, then it's hard to be like, well, how can I pay you 5 grand a month or 8 grand a month or whatever it might be? 4K in ad spend and 4K management fee, whatever it might be, right? You sort of need to have something to leverage on. Yeah, which is why I think if you're starting, you have to have some sort of offer, like a try before you buy, or like a small upfront fee to sort of get the ball rolling.
So what would your advice be to BAs coming into the industry then? Because there is, like you said, they just want to charge a fee and then make money and happy days. But there is an element of hustling.
Yes, 100%. Hustling is very important in your early I reckon your first, honestly, 24 months as a buyer's agent. Your first 2 years in any business probably is going to be your hardest, getting sort of things moving. You need to work your ass off to get systems in place, work your ass off to get clients, just get a couple of wins on the board. Every client, you should try and turn them into a case study of some sort and like a testimonial at least. And then eventually you'll start having proof where you can then go out, charge your prices, put your prices up if you want. But yeah, I would say the first 24 months, you absolutely have to grind it out. And if you think about like using AI to replace what you do, like keep the human part there, use AI to help with your systems rather than like the communication part.
Yes, that's very important.
Yeah.
What will be one of the key takeaways that our audience will take from your keynote?
This year, I think the key thing I want to sort of address is the question we get asked is like, will this work for me?
Yep.
And so there's 2 sort of points to that. Firstly, I'll say, when are you ready to run ads as a buyer's agent? Because I don't think everyone should be running ads as a buyer's agent. If you're doing 1 or 2 deals and your cash flow is tight, I don't think you should be running ads. It's the most expensive way to get clients.
Yeah, okay.
But the second thing is how to actually make meta ads work. And so the list of like marketing and sales, things that need to go right, plus how to get marketing and sales working together is super important. And then the third thing we'll do is a bit of a live workshop on how to create an offer. So good.
Amazing.
People feel stupid saying no. Bit of a Hormozy one for all the Hormozy fans out there.
Well, that's very exciting. I think there's a lot of Hormozy fans.
Yes. I mean, I literally listen to him like every day for 3 years straight. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, we will see you on stage at Buya you're speaking on the 18th of August.
Okay, amazing.
The Tuesday.
Awesome.
At the grounds of Alexandria. So
I
we'll
can't
see you
wait.
there.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Cheers.